I had a conversation once about, poverty and how poverty seems to force you into sin. And the laws that are being written, the laws that are being written also force you into sin. They pretty much make it legal to steal from you, and it's written in things like the word inflation. That's just basically them stealing from you and making you work harder. Now, I came to the conclusion that my own studies say that God weighs sin differently depending on your reasons, and the person I told that to said something along the lines of, just because you're willing to sin doesn't mean that I'm willing to sin. And, they had this whole real holier than thou sort of tone to it. And so we just agreed to disagree. Now that same person is stealing from me, just snatching it right out of the freaking business bank account, which is embezzlement. And so, like, if I'm correct, then that means that there is some forgiveness for the reasons that they're doing what they're doing. If they're correct, then there is no forgiveness for doing what they're doing, and it's just unforgivable. So I guess in the end, we'll see who's correct, and we just get to ask God when we get there. In the meantime, you should really stop. Well, I'm going to make it so that you can't continue to steal from me like that. And you're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome. But now that the question's out there, folks, do you think that God forgives you, weighs your sins differently depending on your reasons for doing whatever it is that you felt you had to do at the time? You feel when you get in front of him, that he will have mercy on your soul because the realities that have been forced upon you, I was watching this it's a show called Chosen. And that's when I realized it's kind of like been the same problem since way back then when, the days of Jesus Christ. And, they were trying to honor the Sabbath, but the rules that were being placed upon them caused them to have to work on the Sabbath. And one is causing them to sin, and the other option is going to get all their stuff taken away, or, some severe punishment because they can't come up with the money. And so, same deal today, inflation causes us to just keep running and running. If you're a single person doing it all by yourself, it's so hard to keep up. You can't.